3 days we had here on the Duke's course at Woburn in the Dunhill British Masters, and those 3 days left us with this leaderboard as the players went out to complete their final 18 holes this morning. And what a prospect with Seve Ballesteros paired with the young Englishman Robert Lee in the final match, and with Bernhard Langer only 3 strokes off the pace. Well, it was Robert Lee who provided the early fireworks. He's got this very difficult uphill putt at the short second to save his par. Can he do it? Indeed he can. Par saved by Robert Lee. But that wasn't all, because at the next hole, the third, he has this putt for a birdie. In it goes. That put him to 10 under par, and now he was only 1 behind Ballesteros. Well, over the next 7 or 8 holes, Ballesteros just about held the edge over Lee, but then suddenly another man came very much into the picture, and this was Gordon Brand Jr. Here he is in the rough on the right of the 16th, and he's chipping in for a birdie, which put him 10 under par. So let's now pick up Gordon Brand Jr. as he plays his second at the 17th.
And a great opportunity of another birdie.
Seve Ballesteros on the 14th, his second shot. That's gone into the sand. There's only a 2-shot gap at the moment. Got a birdie at the 14th, so he's within 2 shots. And an opening here. And it's not that close to the pin, but it's on the putting surface, which is all important. Seve from the sand, as you can see, a very awkward stance. Right foot out of the bunker. Got to chop down very quickly on this. Very difficult shot. Well, that's pretty good with the problems he had.
But we'll just leave that hole. We'll get up to the 17th. Where Gordon Brand Jr. at 10 under has this putt for a birdie. And he gets it. Not the slightest doubt in his mind. He's 11 under. 3 shots off the lead.
Seve for a par. Robert Lee's putted up. He's not dead. He's 2 or 3 feet away, short of the hole. Seve then to save his par. Nope. So shot dropped. Drove back to 13 under. And he's only 1 ahead of his playing partner. Robert Lee for a par 4 at the 14th. So he's just 1 behind with 4 holes left to play.
The 18th green, Gordon Brand from Bristol, who's been going along very well indeed. Birdied the last 2 holes, his 3rd shot at this par 5 18th hole. And played it well, but as you can see, could have done with a bit more stick on that one.
So we see that only 2 strokes separate the top 3 men, Ballesteros, Lee and Brand Jr. We have indeed a big finish, and there's Seve getting his par on the 15th, which means that he's pinched a shot from Lee, because Lee has already played 4 and has a putt for a 5.
Robert Lee holding out then for a bogey 5. -11 Just 2 shots behind the leader, Seve Ballesteros.
Gordon Brand at the 18th. If he could hold this for a birdie, it would put him to 12 under, and that might well just sneak it. Nope. Langer at this 425-yard holes played a beautiful second. He has this for a birdie 3. Should take him to 10 under par. Oh, look at the swing across there. Oh, my word. Vicious swing across the face of the hole there. Stays 9 under. Lee, who's stuck to his guns very well today. 2 under today. He was 3 under at one time, 11 under overall, and it really is very tingly. It's very exciting out here today. He's gone for the sliding one, left to right, round the corner. He's overdone it, cries of 4, clatters the woodwork. Oh, he's ricocheted way out onto the fairway.
17th tee, Bernhard Langer with the long iron. 329-yard ungainly finish from Bernhard there. 329-yard par 4. Relatively easy hole for these pros, this.
So Lee very fortunate there to come out on the fairway, but he has left himself a very long shot. It's a very good 210 yards.
Robert Lee's second shot up to the 16th green. Long iron and well struck indeed, but will it hold the green? Not quite. That's all right.
Seve leaving his tee shot on the high side of this fairway. In fact, has an overhanging branch right in his way. He's got 175 yards to go.
See how he struck that slowly. May have pulled it. That's the danger. You just tweak at the ball, close the club face. Yes, he played the sort of drive, table tennis drive, and he just closed the face at impact, and he's pulled it into the left-hand bunker. And I must confess, Seve does, for the first time, begin to look a bit twitchy. He's huffing and puffing. He hasn't won for a spell, and winning is always very difficult.
17th hole, Bernhard Langer's second shot. About 100 yards, pitching wedge. Looked to me like it may have hit the top of the pin. If indeed it did, he probably would have been closer had it not done that.
16th, and Seve's third shot, lying well. He's bent. Actually lining this up to hold it. Little bit strong. Seve with a very missable putt for his par, and Robert just off the back of the green. He's got a good line on it too. Beautiful putt. Beautiful putt. That should be safe enough par. He'll just nudge that one in, I'm sure, and he'll stay 11 under. 2 7-unders in the clubhouse at the moment. Christy O'Connor's just finished with a 71, and of course Brian Marchbank. Back to Seve. This putt to stay 2 strokes ahead. Look at that. He hasn't won for a bit. He's had Bad run, an unlucky run, some silly shots, but he's there.
Well, that was another wonderful example of the Ballesteros magic, up and down. In 2 from that bunker. Intense concentration, as Peter was saying, keeps him 13 under and preserves his 2-stroke lead over Brand Jr. in the clubhouse and his playing partner, Robert Lee.
Herr Langer surveys this one for a birdie. He's 9 under, and my word, he hit a good putt on the last green. Did everything but go in. Really did make a savage turn across the hole. I thought he'd made it. This to take him 10 under par. Not to be. Stays at 9. He's got a 2-shot cushion now on his playing partner, and really been very fortunate to find a lie like that and a clear shot to the green from what was a really quite indifferent 1-iron off the tee. There you are. Wonderful. Just what he needed. That'll settle him. Clive, what's young Robert Lee lying like down there?
Well, he's got 95 yards to go to the pin. He hasn't got an easy shot. He could run it very low, or he could go for a little gap in the trees, but this is a very difficult shot.
So Lee, having hit the further tee shot, a bit blocked out by this tall pine at the corner of this dogleg par 4 hole. Yes, it was out of that semi-rough, tried to turn it over, run it, lost control of it. Over the green he goes. So it looks very much like Seve Ballesteros to me.
So the final tee shot, Bernhard Langer. 9 under. Yes, good hit. Goes down the hill, finishes, yes, on the slight downslope.
Well, it looks like young Robert Lee's getting a drop from the sponsor's sign. There we are, no penalty, of course, for that.
So Robert Lee's made a good drop here, but he still has a difficult shot. He might go the air route with a sand iron and try and pitch it on the edge of the green, but I rather doubt it. He'll probably knock it forward into that bank and let the bank kill it.
Relying on the bounce, bobbling up the hill, of course, and it's always very difficult.
Langer at the 18th, second shot, 1 iron. Trying to chase it between the bunkers. Just pushed it a bit. It's going to catch the... No, it doesn't. Yes, it will. Just catches the front bunker.
Back on the 17th. Tournament leader. Tournament leader by 2. It'll be a par. And of course, with this 18th hole yet to come for him, out of bounds all the way down the left. We saw he nearly went out of bounds yesterday. 2 shots is the lead from Gordon Brandt, who's already finished, and from this young fellow as he stands here on the 17th green. That was unlucky. Good putt, Refused to drop for him. 10 under par as he moves towards the 18th tee.
Well, tremendous excitement here, almost at the captain's day at Kirby Muxloe. Perhaps a little bit more exciting than that. Here's Langer. Third shot. 9 under par, and then look at this. Oh, he's unlucky there. A little bit of spin that might have gone in. What a marvellous bunker shot. And big crowds here this afternoon. This tree-lined 18th, and Seve with a couple of strokes advantage, very sensibly, taking an iron. And trying to swing smoothly. Now, has he tweaked it? I do believe he has. If he hits one like he did at the 17th, he'll be very close to the out of bounds. And I do believe Seve's getting a little bit edgy and twitchy because he nearly put it out yesterday, and now he's out, out, in, out. It's all right, Seve, but we can't. Oh, if he could eat those shafts, if they were made of licorice. You see, even the great ones, they get nervous, and he hasn't won for a while, and oh, he suddenly looks 18 again. He looked 47 there for a second or two. But he's all right, and he'll be able to nudge it somewhere up the fairway without tearing his breeches on the barbed wire fence. So he should be all right. Young Robert out with a big timber. Now, if that's straight down the middle, that's a very handsome drive. Yes, it is a handsome drive, because enormous pressure. He has won before. He won in Cannes a year or so ago. But he hasn't really been in the driving seat too often. The view up at the green, Bernard Langer just surveying his putt for a birdie 4. If he can get it, he'll finish at 10 under. Well done, Bernard. Home in 36, round in 70, 2, 7, 8, 10 under. Bernard Langer. Pete Coleman. Good combination, those two. Huge crowd at this 18th hole. Clive, a bit of good fortune there.
Yes, it was indeed. He's in a very similar position to where he was last night, and he won't get that good a stance to it. I don't think he can get a stance where he can really give it a full crack, but he can certainly move it down the course. And yesterday seemed to present him with no problem making a birdie, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do this afternoon.
He's all very relaxed about it. He may be just worried about those little barbs on the wire. Always difficult to explain when you get home. He just flicked it out, and he's punched it up the fairway, and it's going to stop short of the bunker, is it? Yes, but in the light rough, he's okay. Now from the centre of the fairway, Robert Lee having a crack at it. Ten under. He started it right of the green. It's drawing in a bit, needs to hop the bunker. Will it? No. Nearly. Tried hard, but he's caught the front bunker. Seve, who's played a few shaky strokes over the last few holes, but has recovered magnificently. Here was his third shot to the 18th. Leading by 2. It's at the pin if it's the right distance, and it is. Lovely pitch. Now, if Robert can get down in 2 from the bunker, he will tie with Gordon Brand for second place, 11 under. Looks good. Oh, very good. Could have done with just a whisker more. But very good, and still looking as if He's actually enjoying it, which is marvellous. He's played jolly well today. Now Seve. This for a birdie 4. This for around 69 today. Nice to have a cushion of 2 and just nudge it up to within 3 or 4 inches of the hole. Now, that's a very nice, courteous gesture here. Seve's going to mark. Now, the reason for that is if he were to putt out, there would be tremendous applause and scuttling about, and he's left the stage clear for young Robert, so he can hole out first, because his putt is more important than Seve's. So here we go for a birdie 4. Pity, just no steady. Oh, and he's got it in. Took a 5, which was a par at the last hole. 39 home, around a 71, 288. 10 under par, he ties 3rd and 4th place with Bernard Langer. Seve holds out just from 2 or 3 inches, and at last he's won an event in 1986, and what a good one to win. The Masters champion for 1986, Seve, and to win just before he sets off to the United States will have done him a power of good.
And so the long-awaited first win this season for Seve Ballesteros gained him £33,333. Let me tell you about Lee Trevino, last year's champion in this event. He had a 69 today, his best round of the week, to finish 1 under par. Nick Faldo had a fine 68 today. He finished 5 under. And Sandy Lyle, the Open champion, a 73. He finished 2 under. Well, after they'd finished their round, I spoke with Seve Ballesteros and Robert Lee. How did you feel when you went out this morning, when you stood on that first tee again with Seve? What were your feelings?
I was pleased to be out there. Well, I enjoyed it yesterday all the way around and thought, well, playing with Seve again, I thought I'd be playing one of us 2 would win.
Did he give you any encouragement all the way around? Did you speak to each other or not?
No, Seve's a hard man when he's out on the course.
Seve's joining us at this moment. You probably heard that. Seve, many congratulations. You must be relieved. A win has come at last this season.
Well, finally I won. I thought maybe after all those many things happened to me this year, I was there every time, but I was making mistakes, or somebody else was just making incredible things to me. Like Robert today, he make unbelievable how many putts he made. I can't really remember how many he made.
Lucky, eh?
No, really, it was a good play. It was good play, I know. And also he held it from 60 yards at the 13, and I think he played fantastic, and I'm very sure that people enjoy his game.
Has anything changed in your game that's come good this week to, you know, to make things improve for you?
No, really, nothing.
Yeah,
just yeah. No, my game has been very much consistent the whole year around so far, and the only difference that was the final result, winning. Yeah.